Hello, it's Charles Fockaert, January 2nd, 2018. And we're in a new year. We're in a entirely new year. And I want to welcome all of you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. And thank you for supporting this video. I'm going to get to that right away. I want to thank my buddy Joe out there in the Bay Area. He said I was looking a little down here a while ago on one of the videos, and he thought he'd send me some Vit C. So I got the Vit C. I've been taking it. I hope I don't look too down now. But, you know, it was pretty cold there last week here. And it got down about 30, and the wind was blowing. And I had a lot of work I had to do. I replaced the brakes on the rear. I replaced the brake cylinder on the passenger side. Then I went over to the driver's side. I was going to replace the brake cylinder there, and I'm glad I did. When I was there, I found out that my brake shoes weren't as good as I thought. The inside of the front, the primary brake shoe, was unevenly worn. So I decided to replace the brake shoes on the rear. And so that meant I had to go back over to the passenger side and pull everything off again. And I did that. And anyway, this is not a video on the road with Charles Fockaert, but maybe it should be. Now I've decided I'm going to do the front brakes too, because I have a feeling the front brakes also need to be replaced. And so I've been keeping pretty busy. And I remember once when I was in university, we called it college when I went there, because it was a Humboldt State College was established with the idea to teach students to teach. And anyway, when I went to university, I remember one of the professors says you take 3 steps forward and then take 1 step back. So this last week, I kind of took 1 step back, kind of look around, you know, your life, what's going on, make sure things are in balance, your foundation. And no, I'm not making the 666 sign here, folks. Come on, not everything is a conspiracy. I'm not in the Illuminati, for goodness sake. Alrighty. Anyway, kind of reevaluate things, and that's what I've been doing. And I've looked into a lot of different areas, and I'm not going to talk about all those because at that time they seemed important. But what I want to talk about before I do that, though, I don't want to miss this out. My buddy Joe, who supplied me with the vitamin C, thanks Mom, he also sent me the end cap for a 4-inch PVC 10-foot long solar heated shower I'm going to build. And he already tapped the half-inch fitting to take the hose bib, and up here I'm going to put in a I don't know what they call it, but it's what you put air. It's the air valve in your tires that allow you to put air in the system. So I'm going to put that air valve up here so I can put air in the system. I'm going to paint it black. I'll do a whole video if you're interested on how to get a free hot water shower. Now, a lot of people, and I used to do this too, you go in and take a hot shower and you take it for granted. But folks, the white folks, we learned how, and we were able to get not only running water inside the house, but inside an entire community and inside the buildings of all of our towns and cities, folks. And that's a pretty major deal. I've been places in the world where they don't have running water inside the house, and hot running water on that. I now take a shower with what I call the Carlo Rossi shower. I put the 1 gallon Carlo Rossi bottle of wine outside with clear water in it. And if it's a nice day, and that's the catcher, if it's a sunny day, by about 3 o'clock, I have enough hot water in that gallon to take a shower, and I can wash my hair and my beard twice and take a shower with 1 gallon of water. Now, you try to do that and see if you can take a shower, wash your hair twice with 1 gallon of water. So when I get this finished, it's going to be 6.5 gallons of water under pressure, hopefully hot or at least warm, and I'll be able to take a shower. And a 6.5 gallon shower if I want. See, we take it for granted that we get water in our house. And I'm telling you, I got to go downtown every couple of days and get water to drink and water to wash my dishes and water to take a shower. And I keep my tank full every day, or every other day I go down and get water. Now, you don't have to do that. You got the water piped in. But that is one of the inconveniences, but I don't have a problem with it. I really don't. And I wanted to tell you, I really enjoy this lifestyle, folks. This lifestyle suits me so well. I love it. I love it. And it's starting to get warmer, and that's going to be really nice. I know that any time, well, I got to fix my brakes first, but once I get my brakes fixed, I can pack it up, and I can just move 100 yards or even 50 yards that way and have a whole different view. And I might just have to do that just to make a change. What I want to get to, and it took a long time to get there, so some of you people are going, well, get to the point, man. You should hear the comments that I get in the back room here. Some of the people, and that's a problem with social media. So you can be a jerk, and you think it's so cool because you could tell people off. You can tell them what's on your mind, and you can tell them you're going to kick their ass and all that stuff. And we don't have to be civil with each other anymore. We don't have to be polite. You can be a real jerk if you want to in the comment sections, and that's why I approve the comments or I don't approve the comments. And if you're not civil and you want to call me a bunch of names, I don't care what you think about me. Then if you don't like this channel, just move on. There's thousands of other videos out there you can go watch. The point I want to get to today is, and the reason I'm getting here is because a buddy and I that hadn't talked to each other in quite a while, we talked yesterday afternoon for a few minutes, and he had a lot of things on his mind, important things that he wanted to share with me. He wanted to talk and get across to me, so I listened to what he had to say, and I want to show you one thing that was on his mind, one thing that he found important to himself, and he wanted to take the time to share it with me. But before I do that, I'm going to fill up my coffee, and I'll be right back. Here we are. I just love a good cup of coffee in the morning, and I'm watching the sunrise to my east over here, and the sky is in a big red glow. And when I was getting the coffee, I thought of something. About a week and a half ago, I thought, man, I wish I had my coffee grinder. When I was in Korea, I left a coffee grinder there because it was a different plug. They run 220 volt in Korea, where we run 110 here. So I left it there, and I haven't bought one since. So I was thinking about, this is how your prayers come in, folks. This is how God takes care of us. This is amazing, I think. I like the Braun coffee grinder, and I like the fresh ground coffee in the morning with spring water, a good cup of coffee. You got it? And so I was thinking, I wish I had a grinder, but there's no place here in town to buy a grinder, except I went to the thrift shop, and guess what? This is exactly the same kind of grinder that I had before in the States here. And the same color and everything, folks. This is absolutely amazing. Guess how much I paid for this? You're not going to believe it. I'll tell you in a minute. So anyway, my buddy and I were talking. He was doing most of the talking, and I was listening to him, and I wanted to hear what he had to say. So we were talking about the flat Earth, and some guy that we know, mutual acquaintance, who thinks he knows it all, he said, "What difference does it make whether the Earth is flat as a pizza, round as a basketball, square like a box? What difference does it make?" My buddy was saying, you know what, when he first asked me that question, I didn't really know what to answer, but now I know what to say to that. And he went into a long story, and I won't go into it, but the bottom line is that our enemies, the dual seed line enemy of ours, has been doing everything they possibly can to hide the fact that we have a God, Yahweh, a creator God, who created a special earth, a special place, covered with a firmament, an electromagnetic, probably electromagnetized firmament, with water above and water below. And then he put Adam inside the garden. And we, the Adam, those who can show red in the face, the Caucasian race, were to have dominion over this earth that God, our God Yahweh, created. And they've been hiding that fact from us our entire life. They start out with the globe in the classroom. They give us the pictures, the images. They want us to think that we're just a little speck, and there's billions and billions and billions of stars, just like, and there's aliens now. They're really big on they're getting us ready for the alien invasion. That's the Henry Kissinger quote, I think, in 91, 92, where he talks about an alien from outside coming in, that we're all going to want the government to protect us. Anyway, the point is, they don't want us to understand, they don't want us to realize how special we are, and that the Caucasian race, the Israelites, the 12 tribes of Jacob, Israel, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that we are special people, and we have an enemy, the other seed line, Genesis 3:15. I've said it many, many times. If you don't understand Genesis 3:15, if you have a wrong interpretation of Genesis 3:15, you're not going to understand the Bible, you're not going to understand history, and you're not going to understand the enemy who is doing everything they can to destroy the white race. And people are waking up to that, but it's a lot easier for the average person to look out and understand that, and wrap his mind around the fact that we live on a level plane earth that's not spinning. So when they come to that realization, then the next step is, well, wait a minute, the Bible is a flat earth book. So wait a minute, so you mean to tell me the Bible's been correct all along and it's not a myth? And then they'll look into, I've had several people tell me here on that I've talked to, said, I came to the Christian identity message through flat earth. It's not the other way around, folks. And I wonder what some of these Christian identity, Israelite identity leaders are going to, when are they going to come and admit that they were wrong? That's what I'm waiting for. When are we going to get an apology, you scholars? You think you know it all, and you're never wrong, and you never apologize, and you cause strife and division. And when are you going to say, you know what? We were wrong, I was wrong, and eat crow, buddy. eat crow. When is that going to happen? I'm waiting for that. It probably will never happen because most people are too proud to admit that they were wrong. But let's recap that. They're hiding the fact of the Creator, and they base everything that they do on a spinning spear, on a ball earth, and they propagandize us. You know, that idiot Bill Nye, streetwalker.
Speedwalker! Quick, take this dynamite and douse it in that bucket of water down there!
Right. In America, you can be anything you want to be. Just remember, heel toe, heel toe.
Speedwalker!
And, you know, Mr. Tyson, all those guys.
What is gravity?
I have no idea. Okay, next question.
And Einstein, one of the three stooges. See, they use him to try to convince us that he was so smart that he knows the theory of relativity. Everything is relative. The theory of relativity is not just in science, it's also in truth. I've heard a lot of people say, well, truth means different things to different people, and truth, what can be right, what can be truth here may not be truth for over here, and what may be truth for you is not necessarily truth for me, and what was truth back then is not necessarily truth now, or it may not be truth tomorrow. See, theory of relative, it's all relative, folks. It's all relative. And that's a bunch of male cow dung. It's cow dung. And they got us to buy into the cow dung. And that's why the level playing earth is important. And but anyway, enough of that. I want to go on to one more thing. Last night, yesterday, was the night of the full moon. So I knew it was coming because I could see it every night. It's getting closer and closer to full moon. So, and we have a hill over here, a pretty good sized mountain actually. And I thought, wow, that's going to be pretty awesome to see the moon come up over the mountain over here. Well, to my west is the sunset. So to my west, I had the sun setting. At almost the same time, I had the moon coming up on the east. And I got pictures here I'm going to show you. And so I want to ask you this. If the earth is between the moon and the sun, and the moon is so small, and the moon is 238,000 miles away, and the earth is blocking the sun's rays, how come I could see the full moon last night when they were opposite ends? You get that? I'm going to show you the pictures. The sun's over here, sun's going down over here, moon's coming up over there, and yet I saw the big full moon. And that's because the reason we could see the big full moon last night is because the moon is its own light. God said Yahweh said in Genesis there, chapter 1, He made two great lights, one to rule the day, one to rule the night. God didn't make one great light and a reflector. The moon is its own light. So I'm going to show you the pictures, and then we're going to call it an end to this video. And I want to thank you for watching, but before we go, here's those pictures. Here's those images. Okay, here we are looking east just before sunset, or you can see the sun's already gone behind that hill there. There's a little different shot. It got a little bit later, as you can see. Now, unlike the astronauts on the ISS, I turned around 180 degrees, and this is the view in the opposite direction, looking east. And there's the sun coming up over that mountain there. It was going to be a nice evening to take photos. And I love the landscape here in the evening like this. The light is just awesome against all these mountains. So you can see the sun starting to peek up over that mountaintop. That one's a little blurry, but here it comes. I'm sorry, that's the moon. That's the moon coming up there. I'm going to run through this. I don't want to bore you. A lot of people get pretty bored if there's not moving pictures. And there it is. That's the moon. That's a pretty bright light there last night. And that's looking to my east again, of course. Now the sun, mind you, is on to my west, and it's going away from us, and the moon is coming towards us. Try to take a couple of different shots, not try to do the same thing every time, but there's a up all the way past the mountain. There you can see different focal lengths, different shutter speed, etc. Now there we are. From my RV and my truck. Now this one is looking to the west, and this one you can't see it very well, but that's the sun behind me to the west, and then we have the moon coming up to the east, and that's Overton in between us. See, so we got Overton to the north, the moon to the east, and the sun. So folks, you know, 500 years ago, everybody thought the world was flat. All right? You stand outside there at night, and I'm not moving. I don't feel like I'm moving. And the earth doesn't feel like it's spinning. And when I look out over the ocean, I've showed these other pictures in Bali and Palawan and Thailand and on the west coast of California. You look out over there, I don't see any curvature. And Rob Skiba's got an excellent video on where he uses a beach ball in a guy, and he's pretty good with the Photoshop and the graphics. And he blows the idea that there's a curvature to the earth away. And if you watch that video and you still think there's a curve to the earth, you're an idiot. Before we were bombarded with spinning ball in the classroom, you know, you spin it. I should put that in here, that spinner, that movie. And before we were brainwashed into believing that the earth is a spinning sphere, and Mars and Pluto and the planets, and we draw I've done it. I draw pictures, and they're all in a line and all that crap. The planets don't even exist, folks. They're just stars. NASA makes it all up. It's a fairy tale. And we bought into it, and people are starting to wake up, and that's why the flat earth and the level plane earth and the firmament above is important, because their lies are being exposed. The next logical step is the Caucasian race is going to realize that we, the offspring of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, are the chosen people, not the Esau Edomites. And the ADL has Christian identists as their enemies, not the Judeo-Christians and not the Zionists. That should tell you something right there, folks. We, the Israelites, are the Caucasian race, and God has made a covenant with us, and he will never break his covenant. And he sent his Redeemer, Yahweh come in the flesh, Yeshua, to redeem his people, and no one else. So again, all you missionaries out there in non-Israelite nations, non-Israelite countries, Thailand, Cambodia, Africa, all the new tribes. Thank God I didn't go to new tribes. And Ernie, if you went to new tribes, You spent your time doing futile effort. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting this channel. And may the grace of God, our Father Yahweh, the creator of the level playing earth, and the God who made a covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and sent the Redeemer. He came as a Redeemer himself, Yeshua. May his grace be upon us all, for we most certainly need it. Oh, before I go, I was going to tell you how much I paid for this at the local thrift shop. $2. $2. See ya.
It was so cool. I had a teacher that knew it all. She taught me how water could stick to a ball, how buildings stick to the underside of a ball that spins like a carousel ride.
Bye. Christoph, let me ask you, why do you think that Truman has never come close to discovering the true nature of his world until now?
We accept the reality of the world with which we're presented. It's as simple as that.
The Hague for Christoph. Hello.